Hi everybody, it's Shuba. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be selecting 5 prompts to help me select the books to read in the month of June. This is my physical TBR of books that I have not read yet, and there are 23 prompts in this jar. I had started this back in April, haven't looked at the prompts since. It's shuffled. Now let's figure out what I'm planning on reading, and then we'll talk about those books after. A book that has a movie TV adaptation. Does it count if the movie hasn't come out yet but is going to come out? Because I have the perfect one. Beach Read by Emily Henry. I have been wanting to read this book for a very long time. This is the only Emily Henry book that I have not read yet. Perfect timing. Have your friend or significant other select a book from your TBR. Mark has been wanting me to pull this for a very long time, so I'm going to have to ask him and we'll come back to this. A book with the number in the title. I feel like it's mostly fantasy. The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Postan. This has been a book that is loved by all and dearly, and I cannot wait to read this. An author you've never read. Swift and Saddle by Lyla Sage. Summer is here. It's basically, and I figured this cowboy romance would be perfect. Let me grab this one down here. I'm just going to use this one. A book with the great first sentence. That's very difficult. I made a YouTube short about a book that I've been wanting to read for a long time, but I just haven't picked it up yet, and people were freaking out. There was so much commentary on the fact that I have not read this book yet and I need to read it right away, and I promised that I would read it for the month of June. Now let's see if it has a good first sentence. Thick hot liquid runs down my arm. Blood. Good enough? Those are the 5 prompts that I have selected. Now let's go talk about them. I've got all of the books that I'm going to be talking about for the month of June that I plan on reading. Now let's get into the books that I already had on my TBR before we get into the books that were selected from the prompt. Finale by Stephanie Garber. This is the 3rd and final book to the Caraval trilogy. I cannot wait to read this and finish the series up. The 1st and 2nd were very, very good. So fast-paced and such a good time. I'm going to be sad to finish this trilogy, but I know that Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy is just as good or even better, so I can't wait to read those after this one. The Great Reclamation by Rachel Heng. This is a book that I am buddy reading with my friend Seiki, and I'm on page 150. I don't think she started this yet, so I'm slowing down my pace with reading it. It's also a historical fiction, so it's not a book that I can rush into, so it's been nice to take it easy and go at my own pace with Seiki, but I will be continuing reading this in the month of June. Oh boy. A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. This is the book club pick for my work book club. I'm not sure why we chose to read this for the month of June, which is coming up. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to finish this. It is about 800 pages. A Little Life is about 4 friends who live in New York City, and the story talks about their friendships and has to deal with addiction, success, pride, trauma, just a lot of feelings and emotions. This is going to be a slow read for me, but I've heard that it is a tearjerker and just such a good book. Caliban's War by James S.A. Corey. This is the 2nd book in the Expanse series. I'm currently reading the 1st book right now. I'm hoping to finish that so I can start the 2nd one. This is a beloved space opera. Now we're going to get into the books that were selected from the TBR prompt jar. Beach Read by Emily Henry. This is a favorite of most out of all of hers. I'm very excited to pick this up. This is for the prompt of a book that has a movie TV adaptation. Beach Read by Emily Henry is about Augustus Everett and January Andrews. Augustus writes literary fiction and January writes romance novels. They both have writer's block, so they're both sent to live at a beach house for the next 3 months, and they live in neighboring beach houses. So this is just about their story as kind of enemies to lovers. A book with a number in the title is The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Postan. I know nothing about the story, I just know that this is a love story that is beautifully written and everyone loves it. I've seen videos of people just sobbing after they finish this story, so I might be one of them. It says, same place, different time. Sometimes the worst day of your life happens and you have to figure out how to live after it. For Clementine West, that means burying her head in her work as a book publicist, being practical, and forgetting the silly things her beloved aunt taught her, like living wide and chasing the moon. I'm not reading anymore. I'm just gonna actually read the book. The next prompt is an author you've never read, Swift and Saddle by Lyla Sage. This is a very popular book that was all over TikTok and Instagram. This is, oh shit, this is a sequel. Done and Dusted by Lyla Sage. I have not read this first one or the second one, so technically I haven't read from the author, but this is the first book. This is a cowboy romance. I am not a cowboy girly, but I've heard it's really fun, so I'm hoping I will enjoy it. Second to last, we have a book with a great first sentence. I chose Powerless by Lauren Roberts. This is just supposed to be a very fast-paced romantasy, Hunger Games vibes, which I love the Hunger Games, and I've just heard nothing but good things. People are freaking out over this book and the fact that I have not read it yet. That's why I'm adding it right away to my June TBR. Now, Mark did text me back, and the prompt for him was have your significant other choose a book for you. I mean, I gave him the options, and it's just unfortunate that this book is selected, and I'm going to read it, but I'm not going to talk about it. Those are the books that I plan on reading for the month of June. If you've read any of them before, let me know. I've got some good bangers over here. I'm really excited. I think that June should be a really good month of reading. We do have a trip coming up, and I'm very excited for that. I will be taking my camera along so I can vlog my experience with it. But other than that, I will see you in another video. Thanks for watching. Bye.